There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Yeah. On this 15 April, Taxation is Theft Day. Welcome to the Monday edition. I'm your host. Broadcasting on WTF Moments and WTF Nation radios. And all platforms are going green, I can see. Somebody said that it's not showing up on X. Well, if you look at the, if you click on the link on X, hey man, I don't know what Elon's doing on that shit. So that's his own thing. So, anyhow, welcome to the show tonight, and hope you guys had a good weekend. We're gonna have a great guest. So we're gonna have Mr. George Lutz coming on from the Honor and Remember. And yeah, okay. Happy Captain says Twitter's live. Okay, all right, yeah. For some reason, I guess in some apps or some browsers, they're saying that all they see is the link, and I think people are just too spoiled lately just to click that extra link. At any rate, so we're going to have George coming on. Mr. Lutz is going to come on to talk about Honor and Remember, and we're excited about having him join. We're also going to talk about some other events that's connected to Honor and Remember. Happening in the middle of the month with the PSYOP Regimental Association and WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio being one of the sponsors and other sponsors as well. So I'm looking forward to see that. I will be there myself to represent. I think there's going to be some other members of the WTF Nation repping there publicly. Wow. I don't know if it's going to be the radio or who knows. You might see some more admins coming out of the woodwork. Take from the people that earned it and give it to the most undeserving. We could get into the tax talk all we want. So, real quick, remember what we said we were going to talk about doing topless Tuesdays or uniform corrections or what have you. We decided to go ahead and it's like, you know what? I will post this on my X app account at the IO Guy. And on X, and then I will, again, like we did last time, highlight uniform oopsies, because again, since every uniform correction weaponizes the IG when both men and women make the correction, I, your humble host, are here to help, to help you all. My mother's screaming, please send prayers for my middle child is deployed and to run his active duty Air Force Load Master on season. Yes, yeah, thoughts. We're going to cover that too. Yeah, we're definitely thinking about our service members overseas. We're gonna clown on Iran in a minute, as well. So let's just jump into this. Let me jump in here. Oh, I'm sorry. Massey's wasn't able to join us tonight because he had to leave early last show for some stuff, and now. It might be a little bit longer that he might need to break. So, yes. So shout out to the troops representing and defending. Just take care of each other. Holy shit! At this point, man, everybody's like shooting at everybody. But we're gonna highlight again the incompletion of uniforms. The people that like to walk around, and again, these are sent to us by men and women leaders that they just say it's not even fucking worth it. Because they don't want to get hemmed up in an IG complaint, and if we post something about it, so we're like, okay, let's post it. So this one here at your local Walmart, there we go. You know, sometimes Joe send us stuff that, hey man, I'm gonna put my leaders on blast and put some stuff on WTF Moments and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, post it. Let's post it. And then Okay, let's get the content. But they get butthurt when it's flipped on them. I'm not saying I'm picking on the audience a little bit, but kind of like, if you're going to be posting and sending shit to U.S. Army WTF Moments at WTF Nation Radio, or to me to post, at least be straight. It's at least be straight. So, anyways, this is Walmart. This is getting some, like I said, no tops. Complete the uniform, WTF Nation. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. What it is about this phenomenon of removing your ACU top and still think that's it. Then you're good to go. You can. It's been over 48 hours since we've heard from her, and we have a pact of comps. Saul, you have to understand that some communications from out of that theater must be that way due to the fact that they want to make sure that there's a lower signature of communications footprint coming out that any adversary could take advantage of. So there you go. So anyways, let me go back in. Anyways, so we get this, right? Woman leader now. Non-commissioned officer. Sometimes we get it, but this is bad. Hey, y'all need to freaking like complete your uniform. Where's your tops? And they looked at her and goes, oh, oh, okay. That was it. That was like nobody. Again, we're getting to this like why is nobody correcting anything? We're stumbling on the standards in this part. Oh, okay, thanks is what the leader gets. But wait, there's more. We got video. We got video of a leader that making a correction to another leader, and the leader decided to walk away. So, Lordy. So let me capture this one right here. Let me just put this on a replay here. So there you go. Complete your uniform. And of course, what I don't get is that when people post shit like this, or they send it to us to post or whatever, or the first thing is like, hey, Danimo says, I think people are getting tired of being called out for calling out shitbags. That's what it is. That's what I think it is. Everyone, like the other guy when that first initiated this Topless Tuesday event that we were talking about. Well, now it's just going to be on the Monday edition. You're just going to be uniform violation call outs now. So fuck it. We got a lot of shit for it. You don't know what that soldier's going through. You don't know he's having a bad day, or she's having a bad day. Shit, there's a lot going on. Fuck, man. If I'd have known this, I would have been out of uniform too. I'm not saying I got the E4 Mafia heart inside me. And what was that little thing? The twisties, the Swifties do. They do that right there. Yeah, I got the E4 Mafia heart in me. Is there some shamitude to happen? I don't mind shamitude, but we all know it's right. We have to do what's right. We have to do what you got to be correct. Hey, sometimes so as a duty NCO, I would square that military person away. Yeah. Again, what's wrong with just taking the correction, saying Roger that, 3 bags full, but then just like continue your day? Like, could you imagine the audacity? So more will be posting. So please feel free to send at U.S. Army WTF Moments' Facebook inbox. More than happy to blast them. I will do that for you because I want to save the IG complaints for you all to have a complaint about or to make a correction. I totally get it. We are here for you to do this. So we're going to talk about some standards too. We got a lot of shit for posting something. Somebody was talking about how we shouldn't have posted something that was we don't know what's going on, and we're like, huh? We don't know what's going. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. Okay, this story right here is coming out of Europe. All right. What do you see here that we don't know what's going on? Oh, that too, Casper, that too. But there's other ones. This one right here is a little bit, but right there, you look at that. This is just taken over the weekend. It was a CSM E9 got a DUI overseas. We haven't gotten the word if it's on the blotter report yet. So they know it's wrong and they don't care. Plain and simple. What's drilled in your head from day one is everything. Blah blah blah. But how do you? And it's not done as an NCO. Yeah, I appreciate your comments. Yeah. So this right here is a senior NCO that got a DUI in Europe, and we posted this, and we got the. You don't know what the story is. We don't know this. I'm gonna tell you right now. If we get a filled out form that's got all the information on there, and we get the details of the story that this individual berated the MPs and wanted to make sure that documents of his arrest or his DUI is fucked up. When just recently, 11 months ago from this event, a first sergeant from the 2CR got a DUI. Do you know what happened to him? Forced to retire, QMP'd, removed from the position, and got his Stetson flipped off, or whatever they do in the cab to do that. So that's a Joe. Like I said, this was just like not even months apart. So a Joe gets busted. Oh, I shouldn't say a Joe. A first sergeant gets busted for a DUI, gets slammed, gets a letter reprimand, gets all this other shit, gets QMP'd. But we're not seeing this on anywhere else. Well, he was a fast runner, great guy. You don't know whatever happened. You don't understand what the details were. The dude blew a fucking .1. How about that for a detail? Left his driver at the fucking bar. How about that for a detail? So I laugh when I see people getting mad at us. We're posting something like this and then they immediately make us an excuse. But they want us to post other stuff. Released in good health. Released to owner with status of property. Released to the unit. So how does this look now when you are overseas, or hell, even when you're here in CONUS and you get arrested for a DUI and everyone gets slammed about it? But I don't know what's worse. The fact that this has not been brought up, or the fact that it's not been thrown out in the news or discussed about this. It's always funny that towards the end, or a lead to an investigation to something else, it will then be revealed, did you know that this guy got a DUI for this, and this? We know who it is, by the way. It's just that, we're just going off this post. So your fucking soldiers see you guys. They see you. Does it say CUI? Yeah, it does say CUI when filled in up top. But again, didn't make it to the blotter. It's not on the blotter. Hell, I don't even know if it's on the fucking slides, but there's already leads into finding out, how did we get the document? I'm kind of shocked that the worry is about how we got the document as opposed to a senior leader getting busted. That's what trips me out. The story is not how we got it. The story is that it happened and it was not posted on a blotter. Rumor has it he was riding a scooter in fisherman's attire. Bro, if you got pics of that. That's the thing too about MPs. Do they got cop cams now for MPs? I'm gonna have to ask my MP bros and ask them, hey, don't you guys have MP? Did you guys have cop cams? They got the little thing where they go bloop bloop, and then that's it. It starts recording, and anytime there's an incident, there's supposed to be cop cam. How much rank can a E9 lose in this situation? Yeah, how did they find out it's becoming a common coinage? Yeah, exactly that, Cass. Exactly that. That's what trips me out. Y'all pissed off at the fact that we have the document, not the fact that it was a senior leader getting busted for a DUI and berating the MPs, and it not being posted on the blotter and not being reported. Now, I'm sorry. We just had a fucking GO get busted for what he did in the BCAP process for a past subordinate. Happens all the time. Hey, what's up, Chuck? How you doing, man? So again, you gotta. How much can they lose? Oh well, they see that's another thing too. Everyone should get the company punishment like Biloxi Blues. The sergeant major just got mad because he got recalled. I'm serious. How many? I'm telling you, they tell us all the time: don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink. If you drink and drive, this is this. Now the question is that how much was as an E9 stand to lose? Well, just like that first sergeant that I told you about that months earlier in Europe that got busted for a DUI. Was removed from the seat of his position, and now he was told he was QMP'd and be forced to retire. Where's your damn PT belt? I don't have a PT belt. Oh wait, hang on. Actually, I think I do got a PT belt somewhere. But I got my rubber chicken. But anyways, yeah, that's what Branko. That's what stands to lose. Getting busted. Some experiences may vary. A PFC would have been publicly flogged. You ain't lying. Even E9s get publicly flogged when one story gets taken to another extreme. Chuck will tell you. I'm just like, fuck, dude. Don't get mad at us. How did you post this? Why did you post this? You don't understand what's going on. You don't know what happened. No, we know what happened. So that's what happened. That was so the uniform thing, and I'm just kind of shaking my head. For some training environments, I can understand like a modification of your uniform so you don't become a heat cat. That's actually authorized. Removal of your PC or something like that, or unblousing your boots and maybe rolling up some sleeves a little bit. I could see that doing some hard training, and I could see the modification of a uniform, even suggested in some treatments to heat casualties. That's what you do. But if you're going to pick up some stuff at Walmart and you're walking around with no top, or that video that I showed earlier was in a food court, and what trips me out is that nobody said anything. Well, let me take that back. There was things said, but it was like if I said something more, it would have led to more of a, mind your business becomes an IG complaint. Yeah, exactly that, Cass. Exactly that. That PFC would have been flogged. Can you imagine if a DUI happened and a PFC was berating the MPs and then tried to get the reports and the police report and then said that it was that he was assigned to another organization, and then that individual gets picked up from said other organization, that individual that goes to pick him up says, "Who the fuck are you?" Exactly. So that was one of the things that I wanted to hit in the first our little monologue. I guess the monologue, dialogue, whatever. None without a minimum reduction board. The Army is a grade determination review. Yeah, okay. Well, that's what Don says in that situation. Do they do that though to E9s? Would they do that to a CSM? That's the thing. Would it happen to a CSM? Would a CSM get just like taken out of position? And let's just say it went by the book, Don. Let's just say it went that way. Would a CSM get removed from the position, then told to QMP, and that's it? Does that, you know what I mean? Would that fall? Is that what should happen type thing? But anyhow, so there's a monologue. There's the beginning. So this is a new set. I don't want to say it's a new segment to the Monday edition, but it's now. But yeah, they did that to the SMA 20 years ago after a scandal. He had to retire as Master Sergeant. Oh yeah, they did. That's right. Sergeant Major of the Army McKinney. Oh man, that story. Oof. It's an automatic GOMAR, so probably from Chuck. Yep, more than likely. So, anyways, for you guys, it's not paying attention to what happened in the news the last 24 to 48 hours. That Iran attempted to do some shit over in Israel. They launched when you order a missile strike from Wish incident where they should, like the plane should fly, exactly that. The plane should fly. Anyway, so Iran launched an attack onto Israel and failed miserably. Now, there's a discussion back and forth about what retaliatory force Israel should do or not do. And now the argument is that it didn't work. See, they attacked Israel and it didn't work. And because we went in there and helped them. And we went in there to assist them. And they had this systems and all this other stuff to deflect all these drones and cruise missiles from coming in. And that's it. Now everyone thinks that Israel should just stand and say that's it. Well, we were watching the inbox to see, okay, is anything going to happen during this strike wherever our troops are at? And yes, it would appear that some soldiers sent some stuff in and said, Iran I'm tweeting the Ayatollah a picture of my ass. We had to sit on my ass in gravel for like an hour. And I'm damn mad about it. It didn't even blow up. And somebody was there obviously saying, I was worried about you when I saw. So they launched about, I don't know, several hundred missiles or something and drones. It took about 4, like everybody knew that it was coming. Like everyone saw the in different videos, specifically in Baghdad and Syria. Some people were watching some videos of these slow ass drones flying. They sound like lawnmowers or weed whackers flying in there. And so now what? Now what does Israel do? Are we gonna get mad at Israel for retaliatory strikes against this? Do you think they should? Do you think they shouldn't? That question is getting kicked up, and I can't believe that question's even proposed. And the excuse is like, well, it didn't work. It didn't work. And I guarantee it, if Israel didn't have the support of the United States and other allies in the region, it probably would have hit. They probably would have got some damage in there. It doesn't matter if it was, nothing happened. It's like getting slapped around a couple of times in the face and then getting mad at the individual that punches back after getting slapped a couple times. Just show restraint. Show restraint. I've had people come at me on Twitter about that shit too. I don't give a fuck what Israel does. I really don't. If they want to fucking retaliate and they retaliate, cool. Do it. Do it. Biden says throw ice cream cones on him. Yeah, dude. It's like he made a speech and he said don't or something like that. What's my advice to Iran? Don't. I don't think it. I don't. Nah. Let Israel do it. Because if it was us, well, let me take that back. I don't know. Do we say if it was us now, or is it when W was in charge? If W was in charge, he'd be like, "We will wipe Iran from the map." he'd want to wipe them out. Nasrallah says, "I'm confused why we haven't turned the entire area to glass. Burn, motherfucker, burn! Damn, that's what I'm talking about, Nasrallah. There we go. What's up, Musa?" So again, and individuals were saying, look, we got some comments in the inbox and we got some comments on that post. They weren't in any danger. There's areas where our forces are deployed that you don't know where the fuck they're at. So unless you have proof, shut your pie hole and just enjoy the WTFs on the page, because another incident we got from another location, deployed location. The guy, this reminded me back in the day. You need to come down here. We got inbound coming. Roger Sarnt. No, come here now. And there we go. So guy running in his boxers and his Ranger panties and all that stuff to do. Hey, do what you got to do. We won't do anything. We won't do anything to Iran unless Iran tries to touch our boats. Exactly. Don't touch our boats. Don't touch our boats. So the question goes: should Israel be allowed to retaliate to their own design? I guess you would say, to where they expect it would be an appropriate retaliatory response, or because nothing really happened? That's the excuse that I'm seeing right now. It's getting me kind of fused. Because nothing happened now, so we're just not going to take the attack as an attack. You touch our boats, man, we'll drop 2 suns on you. But let me see, what was the other thing? So yeah, that happened. Over the course of the last 24. Again, supposedly right now, what's supposed to happen, what's supposedly going to happen, is that the Israelis are going to strike back sometime, and they're ready, and they're going to do. The question is that I think the question is, does Israel care about what other people say? Traditionally, they said YOLO and launched. Yeah, exactly that. That's what I'm saying. There's currently I guess there's reports and breaking news all over social media. Israel's going to do something. Israel's going to do something. We'll see what happens. Of course, they'll be the ones that are going to be the armchair strategists and the armchair proportional of law of war conflict that will make their comments and say it's not proportionate, blah, blah, blah. They're making war like seem like it's sterile now. I wonder if they are really worth retaliating, would do more damage than attacking. That's a good question. That's a good question, Patrick. You know, I'm glad you throw in the philosophical side of this. I wonder if saying they're not even worth retaliation would do more damage than attacking. Like saying when you order your missile strike on Wish. Like, let's see, Walmart could attack Israel better. The Ayatollah's a bitch, couldn't even fucking hit his targets. You know, stuff like that. By the way, we already got banned and stuff like that in Belarus and got mass reported and had our streams taken offline one time because me and Massey were shit talking Russia and they got mad and mass reported us. And so if you guys see the stream go down because we're shit posting on or we're shit talking Iran, then I guess it's the price you pay. But that's a good question, Patrick. Making them feel more insignificant. Like, shut up, dude. Yeah, ICE is going to get a fatwa. Dude, you ain't lying, man. Woof. There are some groups out there that fucking will do a fatwa just for shit talking. The Turks, Iran, Swifties. Now look at it. You say you make one side comment, one remark that would be yeah, exactly that, like Salman Rushdie, exactly. You make one comment talking bad about anybody, which it kind of like drives me, you know. Do you think this will escalate U.S. troop involvement? Well, U.S. troop involvement was already there. We have a carrier group out there that was part of it. There was two fighter wings or something like that were involved in the some of the takedowns as well, and then of course some of the forces that were on the way that were intercepting it too. So I think the troop involvement's got there, but escalate with troop involvement, we're already there, and you know we're already moving troops back and forth to, hey, you know what? At least the troops that are in Europe can go there. You know what I mean? That's usually a stop anyways when somebody deploys from the States to here, or I'm sorry, to here. I'm not broadcasting from Israel. To the Middle East. Yeah, our man Chowder Hill, exactly that. So, anyways, well, there's something else I was gonna fucking talk about that just hit me. Somebody else, I saw the comment on there. Do you think that? Yeah. No, I think that he. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I really think that is a good point. If we minimize their significance in the world stage and say, "Shut up, bitch! You guys can't even attack another country." I kind of like that. But you mean boots on the ground? Nah. Not in Israel. I mean, not in Iran. I mean, we would not. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. What's the next story we're going to talk about? Yeah, Chowder Hill. Yep. No. What was this story? I was looking at a story here. Let me pull this up. So, here's where all the pundits are going to come out. All the pundits are going to come out right now. Currently, there's a General Jack Keane who's been talking about how this isn't. Yeah, you already, Patrick. I think you're already on the same line as some of the media heads are saying. The Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Iran has been humiliated and completely stunned by the Israeli attack failure, and that's what this is on Fox News through Yahoo News. They're saying that they're like, can't believe it because. Once Iran started their attack, then the Houthis jumped in, and then Hezbollah jumped in, and all this other stuff. So people get so sensitive when they talk about this topic because they think that an attack on something or somebody is going to mean it's an attack on a specific group of people. So when I say fuck Iran or fuck Russia, I'm saying, you know, the people that govern them. I'm saying the fucking, you know, the war machines that are involved in this stuff, the mullahs that are in Iran that are propagating this stuff. It would be like me saying the fucking Pope, I need to listen what the Pope says to do whatever I got to do and shit. And that's what ends up fucking happening. Separation of church and state type thing. You know, that thing. Why not ICE? Why do you mean, why not? I don't understand your question there, Musa. Why not what? What am I not why nodding? Why nodding? I'll give you for a minute. There's a little bit of delay when I ask a question. I want to talk. So. Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to listen. I'll wait for you to respond. Oh, never mind. Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. At any rate, so that my whole thing right there, going back to you're gonna get that. You're gonna get some comments. You're gonna get some drama about somebody saying Israel should do something, and then when you say fuck Iran or fuck Russia, immediately that comment becomes well, then you don't care about genocide or you don't care about this, and people will draw you in those conversations or draw you in their debates or think that you're some sort of fucking monster just because you don't support or you do support whatever side you want to be on. They want to label you and stuff. Don't get caught in those arguments. I've already got people. We already got people that are no. This is for another audience too, Sala. I already got people that like say that. Oh, you don't care about genocide. You're gonna say genocide. Oh, it's okay. At no place at any time that I say anything was good about genocide. Don't clump me in your group there. I'm talking about that Israel has its right to defend itself, just like Ukraine has its right to defend itself. So fuck Russia and fuck Iran. So I don't get what the drama is. As a matter of fact, if you've not paid attention and you've seen the intros and outros for the Monday edition, we have a defense of Ukraine video showing, and Come Back Alive Foundation, government, a Ukrainian organization, support them. So it's like. Could be worse. Could be more. Could be more controversial than the WNBA draft drama that's going on that King was talking about. If you guys not paying attention to some of the show, man, if you're not watching Sports Bar, you're missing out on some great sports shit talking with King, the actual King Smith and the coach. So, but anyways, so matter of fact, let me catch up and see what's the latest on the Israeli strike. Anyways, did they strike or not? Don't fall into the to the shock and awe videos that you're seeing from Iraq in 2003 of quote unquote. They're saying that there's some outlets out there that are for clicks that are saying that that some of the shock and awe videos from our invasion of Iraq is an Israeli attack. So, which is not the fucking case. I'm trying to find some other news on it. And aside from everyone like, oh, okay, Iran has prepared, as of 3 hours ago, 1,500 ballistic missiles to during, if Israel attacks the Iranian. Yes, Iron Dome is a badass system. It is. I heard Oliver North is advising. Which part? Which part is Oliver North advising on? Oh man, those advisors, man. Woo! You got retired GOs coming out of the woodwork ready to fucking talk about this. These guys that haven't seen that much in a while and so disconnected already when they were GOs, and now you got the retired ones coming out saying this is supposed to be some sort of end of days or something like that. I'll believe it when I see it. When I see somebody getting nuked, then I'll be like, oh shit, I think this is it. I think we're getting screwed. I think we'll but I do know there's some protests going on. Somebody was talking about some protests, and I was just kind of laughing. There's some protests, that the pro-Palestinian protests at airports. Could you imagine if you're freaking, if you're just like freaking getting ready to go? Was it time to admit that McCain was right when he sang the song "Bomb, Bomb, Bomb, Bomb"? You know what's funny is that John McCain, the late John McCain, when he made that comment, "Bomb, bomb, 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 Iran," was actually quoting a parody song that was actually put out way before that. Back in the 80s, we had a lot of great, okay, I'm going to say this, people are going to fucking get all mad because I got the ghost behind me and propaganda and stuff like that. We had a lot of great anti-Russian propaganda, a lot of good music, a lot of good, like bomb, 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 bomb. We had, there was even a radio station that was out that not too many people know about that want to connect and say, oh, that was only out for just like not even 2-3 years. And it was over the overlap of Desert Storm and Desert Shield. And it was over a couple of years. And it was called pirate radio. And it was in some areas, it was just playing all, I mean, making fun of Saddam Hussein, shit talking stuff, and play some music. And there was actual artists who'd come on and say, we support the troops. And then the channel died. And then the channel went away. I think I'll pull that up for my next, because I'm talking with some historians at and SOCOM to talk about that type of messaging stuff back in the day. But he did say that he is quoting a song, parodying the Bee Gees, the Beach Boys song, and Ice was a DJ. Dude, it was like 1989. Well, not dude, 1990. Yeah, dude, I just joined the military. Didn't they make the pirate radio? No. Yeah, Fast Freddy used to be Ivan on the, exactly that, little green Ivans. We used to call them Ivans, little Ivans on the range. So anyways, back in the day, Bomb Bomb Bomb, Bomb Bomb Iran was the parody of a Beach Boys song that was played way in the back in the day. As a matter of fact, there was, what was Jesus like? Pretty quick on his feet. Could just totally devastate the combat water survival test. I don't know why. But anyways, there were some cadences and stuff. I'm going to war for Uncle Sam to Iran, the little cadences and stuff like that. Back when I was when we were coming out, everything was, we're going to go to Iran. Just came back from Nam, and now we're going to go to Iran, that type of shit. But Good Morning Vietnam was based on my first deployment. Thanks. But again, it was funny. People get all wrapped around the axle about war propaganda music and stuff like that to support it. But my thing is this. I totally support you supporting your cause. The freedom of speech allows that. But what I'm not going to support is when I'm late for my fucking flight and you're going to be blocking Chicago or whatever airport you're at, and you're blocking my path to make my flight. Then I'm going to get pissed. Actually, get pissed off a lot of people. You don't shut off both ends of the Golden Gate Bridge and inconvenience everybody. And everyone's like, well, that's the whole meaning of a protest, is to inconvenience everybody. Nah. It's there to let everybody hear your voice, to see what's going on. People walking by and, hey, what's this about? Why are we protesting? You don't support this, or you do support that? Oh, okay, cool. There you go. All right, appreciate it. But if you block my path when I'm trying to make a flight, and then you get mad at me for saying I don't give a fuck what Israel does now because you're now being an utter smug bitch about it, then that's when I'm just going to say, yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly that. Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that's right from the class. Man, you're going back. She's talking about the Killing an Arab by the song The Clash. So again, I laugh at the propaganda. I laugh at the music for the propaganda music. Does that make sense? And then people get mad about somebody saying that. Oh no, it's a travesty. How come we're not plow? You guys got to think of the children. So, saw a total that Abu Ghraib detainees finally get out their day in court against Khaki, the contract running. Oh, no shit, yeah. Bomb the Russians by fear. Yeah, I'm telling you. There was the Cold Wars had the best propaganda music that wasn't even done by the U.S. government, that I think the U.S. government should have taken a lead on by having some of the artists just playing some of their tunes, And then when the wall fell and everybody started liking the Scorpions again because Winds of Change came out and stuff like that, and everyone's like, oh, all happy and shit. And that was before Ivan, of course, did their stuff. But anyways. Okay, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to wait for Mr. Lutz to come on, and I got to set him up and everything to get good to go. And if 100%, if you're blocking me on a daily business just to tell me how wrong I am because I disagree on something, then yep, that's right. Exactly that. Oh wow, so what is it? Casper Serial Podcast is doing a series on the prison. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Let me get on the break here, and that way we can get Mr. Lutz on here so we can talk. He's already in the green room awaiting his arrival, so we'll go ahead and get him on here and get him set up. And then we'll be right back. So everyone, take a break, refill your glasses, smoke them if you got them in shots.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much going to be me sitting there talking shit, like, constantly.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
All you Trekkies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you Klingons in your grandma's house, grab your backstreet friend, they get loud, blowing doors off inches, grab you with the pinches. And no, I didn't retire, I'll snatch it off with the needle nose pliers.
With the evil you never seen before, gliding in the glazing like no green, like a racing with the bass, so not goofy like they're in a haze, so I'm a pop making your night with practice me running that you know. You may call no alarm cause my farm ain't fast, so what's up with that? I got friends and family that I respect. When I think I'm too good, they put me in check. Believe when they say I'm no better than you, except when I rap, so I guess it ain't true like that, Joel, and you just don't stop. Guaranteed to make your body rock. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Say, Doc, what's the condition? I'm a man that's on a mission. Son, you better listen. Stuck in your what is an electrician. Like the scientist. When I'm applying this method of controlling my mind like eyesight around the Duke of What. Now, hey, nigga, but now what the deal? I didn't know you go for that mass appeal. So I'm calling to Lucci, some applicator. I stole your mic, but you won't see it later. Cause I work magic like a magician. I add up the mathematician and the bank cashier, engineer. I wear cotton.
I'm going to cruise past ya. Don't money, don't jump yourself. Put that back on the shelf. Rays blazing, you gotta phase in. My crew's amazing. We're working on the record, y'all, so just stay patient. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out.
Now I go by the name of the King Admiral. I don't wear a cup nor a job. I bring the that's beyond bizarre, like Miss Piggy. I am the one with the clientele. You say I'd rock, you rock so well. I got class like pink champagne. Let's see, ain't got the
is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back here with my guest, Mr. George Lutz from Honor and Remember. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing terrific.
Hey, first off, I just want to thank you for hanging out and joining us and talking about Honor and Remember. Anytime I talk to a Gold Star family member, I always feel like I have to extend our appreciation. So thank you so much.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and certainly I can talk about my passion, for as long as you need.
Yeah, I know. We got an hour, so we're not. You're not going to get no news snippet that only covers 2 minutes, and then they go, okay, thank you, sir, bye. No, we're going to talk. So first off, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir. Where are you from?
Oh gosh, Chesapeake, Virginia, in the Norfolk, Hampton Roads area.
Mm-hmm.
Been in this area for, over 40 years now. This is a military town, as you probably know.
Yep.
And this is where I raised my family. Been married for 48 years, and I've got 5 children, 3 daughters, 2 sons. We'll talk about one of my sons.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of me. Typical American, never served, but my dad served, my grandfather served, my uncle served, all before I was born. So I really wasn't a military brat at all. Just a typical patriotic American who, loved his country and appreciated being born in it.
Amen to that.
So,
yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Where sometimes when people are like, and there's a joke or a common saying or a meme that's out there that says, you ever think about what happens if you win the lottery, and the response is, I did win the lottery. I was born in this country, and the greatest country in the world. So,
amen.
So exactly that. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to get down to the details. What's Honor Remember's origin? Because I want to get that out of the way first.
Yeah, sure. Well, the interesting thing about being a dad of someone in the military, especially during a time of war, right? Because my son came to me, a couple of years after 9/11, and he was concerned about our country, and he was married, already had a child, and he came to me one day and said, "Hey, Dad, join the Army." And I went, "You're crazy." I said, "There's a war going on, man." I said, "You could get hurt." And he said, "No, I think it's the best career path for me. I think I can make a difference. I've got a really unique skill set." He wanted to be in Army PSYOPs. That's the only job he wanted in the entire armed forces, was Army PSYOPs. And he tested into it. So he knew that that's where he was going. And he said, "Dad, I think I can make a difference." Back then, we were going into Iraq, and he said, "The women and children of Iraq need our help. And that's where I want to go." And so what did I do as a dad? I told him I was proud of him. I gave him a hug, told him I loved him, but I said, "Keep your head down." And so, that kind of launched what was to come, right? He went to training at Fort Bragg, now Fort Liberty. He went through his AIT. He was deployed to Katrina during that time when the hurricane had done so much damage down in the New Orleans area. So he was a part of that rescue effort. And then, 2 months later, he had orders to Iraq. And so we saw him, was on his first deployment. This was in 2005. And we saw him off right at Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving. And, 6 weeks later, we got that knock on the door. And, it was it was something you can't prepare for, right? You can't think about, you don't want to, relish at all. You don't want to give it any room, space in your head. And one of the things he always said to us, and I had several conversations with him once he was over there. Of course, things were a lot different technology wise, right? We had AOL instant message back there.
Yeah.
And so, just having a conversation with him and knowing, that he was doing something he loved, was really, really important. And, he was all in anything he did. And he gave PSYOPs everything that he had. So what happened was, I didn't really worry about him so much as to just know that he was in danger, right? But he never let on what kind of danger he was in, because you guys don't talk about it, right? You're not going to let your parents know really what's going on.
No.
You get shot out, every 5 minutes or whatever that might be. And so, we went through that, a lot of praying, and, that unexpected happened. We did get that knock on the door. And, the way I share it is, those two somber, uniformed officers come into the living room, and they give you those, 5 very simple words: "We regret to inform you." And I will tell you, from that moment on, your world is completely different. It's just as rocked, because you can't undo that. As a man, you want to fix things, right? You want to be able to undo stuff. You want to be able to repair things that are broken. And this is one area that you can't undo. And it's tough. It's a really tough place to be and to navigate around and to figure out what you're going to do next. Because I'll tell you, the things that went through my head, did I even want to be alive myself? We talk about our soldiers returning, but I'll tell you, post-traumatic stress is a thing that a family will go through, and I don't know if they'll ever get over it. But you wrestle with so much from that moment on that it's unreal. To the gyrations that your head will go through. I'm going to get you to the organization, and you can run me through, run me from there. But one of the things that I realized was that I needed to be with other people who were going through the same thing. This was my healing. And so one of the things that I did, Ken, is I started going to funerals. Believe it or not, really weird. But I started attending funerals of other military service members. And I told you I live in a military town, mostly Navy. I was going to too many military funerals. And why did I go there? Because I wanted to tell those families that they weren't alone, that they weren't going through something that somebody hadn't gone through and was going through, right, on their own. And so that was my purpose, right, to be able to connect with them and to bring some kind of a comfort in whatever moment that means, right? I mean, there's only so many levels of comfort you're going to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
And so this is what I started doing for 2 years. I started going to funerals and just meeting families. And then I started connecting these families together because they didn't know each other. And so I thought, well, you should know this person. And they lost their son, they lost their daughter, they lost their dad, and I started connected families. And the things that I realized that families had in common, right? I mean, obviously, all you have to do is say you lost your loved one, and everybody gets that, right, instantly. If you felt it, you understand it. But the two things that I realized that these families wanted more than anything, more than benefits, more than the payout, more than, all the gifts that you could give them. The two things they wanted to know was that their loved one didn't die in vain, right? There was some purpose for all of this. This is why you get these families that are out there trying to find out what happened, right? You want to make sure it wasn't, for no reason. And the second thing is that they didn't want their loved one to be forgotten. I mean, that's it. Because after a while, we all kind of become introverts when it comes to our own loss. We don't want to talk about it because it becomes too difficult to talk about. And so those triggers, those birthdays, those smells, those songs, those visuals that may trigger us, we don't share that with other people generally because we've shared it so much early on that most people are tired of it. Right? They just don't want to hear about your dead kid anymore because it's a downer, right? It's sad. Nobody wants to be sad. And so we tend not to talk about it. Some of us do, but I will tell you that the most of the families do not talk about it. And so yet, they wear, I wear my son's dog tag around my neck because I remember him every day, but it doesn't have to be something I talk about and talk to people about. So those two things stuck with me as I started visiting families. And I can't do anything about the in vain part, right? That's between you and your government or you and your branch of service. And you just have to come to terms with that at some point in your life. Because if you don't come to terms with it, it will eat you alive. You will not come out from under the covers. You will be bitter and it will just erode your life. And that's not what your son or daughter or husband or spouse would want for you, right? So you have got to come to terms with that yourself. But the second part, not being forgotten was something that I just kept thinking about over and over and over, and the importance of that. And I thought, well, what do we do as family members to make sure our loved ones aren't forgotten? Well, you've got post offices named after them. You've got bridges named after them. You've got streets named after them. There's names on walls. There's all kinds of ways that we try to make sure that our loved one are not forgotten. But everybody can't do that. There's only so many buildings that you can name, right? How many generations of loss have we had, since our inception? Too many for buildings. Right? So I thought, how can we remember as a nation collectively and unified, because we don't, we haven't been. And so as I was pondering that and I was working through that in my brain and trying to figure out what that looked like, you can have a news story that's horrific, you can even have a song, or you could write a book. You can do a lot of different things, but they're all one-offs, Ken. They don't last long. They're blips. I was going to go on a national television show one time a number of years back, and there was a news event that happened. And I never got on that show because I was overridden by this news event, right? And it was a horrible event, but so are our nations fallen and the families that raise them, right?
Right. No, I mean, a lot of it too is that the sacrifice wasn't in vain. That's what needs to be out. You know what I mean? There's no, it was in vain. Do we get frustrated about what happened, of how something turned out? Of course we are, but it wasn't in vain. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense, but.
Right. And so realizing that there wasn't one thing that I could do that would call attention to to every family, right? Not just to the ones who are vocal, the ones that get on the national news because they scream and yell and in one place or another, but all the other families who aren't as vocal, who are very introverted, who never talk about it. And that's the idea came to me that what we needed was a national symbol. We needed to come up with something that we all could rally around that did nothing but say one thing: thank you. I appreciate that sacrifice of your loved one, and I am sending you a direct message that we or I will never forget. And so this became my mission with the Honor and Remember organization, the creation of the Honor and Remember flag, which my whole concept from the very beginning was to create, like the POW/MIA flag, a flag that would do nothing but recognize the sacrifice of our men and women from generations, not just current generation, every generation from the past, current, and in the future, and recognize that loss and give us all a unified way to send one message, right? That message of appreciation. And so on Memorial Day of 2008, the Honor and Remember flag was unveiled publicly to become that national symbol. So I'm going to stop there and let me take a breath and
no, sir.
I
could listen to you all night. You just talking. I can just soak it in. We have another Gold Star family member, Glory Grace Dickinson, who's in
Nice.
there comments, and she says, Mr. Lutz, I thank you for what you provided us to honor our loved ones, and I will see you on May 17th. So that's
Nice.
great news. Now the design of the flag, can you tell us what the symbology is of the flag itself?
Yeah.
Or what because some people are like, what does it mean? And some of it they don't understand what the star and the folded flag means.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I wanted to relay, Ken, when I started this all, was that I wasn't just a grieving dad who wanted to throw something out there, right? I went at this with the idea that I wanted to create a national symbol. I wanted people to look at something and go, yeah, I can see that, right? So I started researching. Symbology of what we do and say and display as a nation, right? In terms of just our own, understanding.
Right.
Military symbols.
Right.
So you've got the red field, right? Which is a sacrifice of bloodshed, which is American flag red, which to me is the best color to represent that half of the field, right? You've got the purity of our men and women saying, hey, I'm going to defend my family, my state, my country, and I know what I'm doing and I'll be back. So there's a purity, right? A white purity of their mission. The blue star in the center goes back to World War I, when a solid blue star was hung on a banner on a door or a window to let the neighbors know that you had somebody in military service, right? It goes all the way back to the First World War. And so you could have a banner with one blue star, two blue stars, five blues, as many family members as you had. That's how many blue stars you could have. When that blue star was overlaid with gold, as you see on this flag behind me, it meant that loved one was not coming home. This is where the term Gold Star came from, right? This is the preciousness, the value of that life given. And when a same banner that hung up on that window and door, the neighbors would know that there was a casualty in that household, right? Because of that gold star. Underneath those two stars is a folded flag. We all know and associate that a folded flag is handed reverently and respectfully, to the family at the memorial of their loved one. But that flag that's handed to them is meant to go into a shadow box and to be a reminder, right, of that loss, of a gift from a grateful nation, right? But what I like to say is that this country was built on one folded flag at a time, because each one of these men and women are individuals. They're not numbers. They're not statistics.
Exactly.
Right? The flames above it, eternal flames. How many times have you seen the term or heard of eternal flames, right? Perpetually and ongoing, reminding us to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then the words below, we will always honor their sacrifice and remember them individually by name. And so our goal through the symbolism of this, all of this, is to make this one of the most recognizable symbols in America. Because, as zealous as I am about and passionate about this mission, I do not believe that the American flag can fly without the lives given that are represented through the Honor and Remember flag. Those are the lives that hold up the pole, right? That helps our country's emblem fly freely.
Amen.
And so that's the symbolism behind it.
No, and you're right. A lot of them, the military, the symbolism that we have in our military always has a meaning. So there's always a meaning why there's a patch has a specific logo or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're correct. How once you got this network built up and once you started developing it, how easy was it to get this established? I mean, can you explain to that process?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This has been it's got to be a labor of love because there's no other way. It's not what I do, Ken. It's who I am. I'll tell you that.
Right.
This is a part of every pore and fiber of my being. But, I thought it was going to be an easy sell. I mean, I honestly did. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be so easy, because who wouldn't want to recognize our nation's fallen military and their families? And you think about, well, we have Memorial Day, right? Now, that nobody gives a flip about Memorial Day. And when I say nobody, I mean 80 to 90% of our country. I mean, there are the patriotic Americans who get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I saw a survey not too long ago that said between 50 and 80% of Americans don't even know why we have Memorial Day.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Right. So if we set aside a day to remember, and 50 to 80% of our country doesn't know why that day is there, who's remembering?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
There's nobody remembering. And so so I thought erroneously that certainly everybody would glom onto this and pick it up, and it would be the most wonderful thing that could ever happen. Well, I'll tell you, some of the most ardent detractors have been veterans, believe it or not.
Wow.
Not a large population, but where I needed them to be supportive, they were not. And for the weirdest reasons, which I'm not going to go into.
Of course, yeah, I understand.
But it really shocked me. So the first thing I thought was I needed a bill in Congress, because if I'm going to make this a national symbol, I've got to have a national bill. So my first year, I had a bill in Congress. Well, God knows how naive I was to think I had a bill in Congress.
Oh my God, I hear you. It's a tough, just to do anything. It's tough. Yeah, exactly.
I've had 6 bills in Congress, Ken. So my thought was, my first thought was in 2010, I started this in 2008, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, after my second bill in Congress, I thought, I'm going to travel the country. So I got in a vehicle and I went to all 50 states, just myself, and I spoke and presented flags to families, and I spoke at capitals and VFWs and American Legions and Gold Star family groups, and I just spoke for 6 months. I was out on the road by myself. And then at the end of that, this was in 2010. In 2011, I moved to Washington, D.C., and for 2 months, I lobbied Capitol Hill every single day, 10 hours a day for 2 months, trying to get this bill passed, right? Now, we're in 24. This was 2011.
Yeah.
There's still no passage here, right?
Yeah.
So I decided that Congress wasn't worth my time, that I would start going on a grassroots. I'm not a lobbying organization at all. That's not my mission. But on a grassroots level, having met families and met patriots who really wanted this to happen, I started working on a state-by-state basis. because I thought if I can get the state, because after all, these men and women didn't die for their country. They died for their state.
For their
They
home,
died
yes,
for
exactly.
their community, right?
Exactly.
They died for the land they owned and their dads owned. And so if I could get the state to acknowledge their dead, their military heroes, then I could get Congress eventually. So this has been over the years my kind of direction, amongst other things, but as far as legislation, because if I could get the legislation done, then maybe the flags would start flying, the families would see them and realize that their state cares.
Right.
Right? Their state gives a damn. And so to date, we have, as an organization, 27 state adoptions, legislated state adoptions. That's not any small feat.
No, because actually, as you were talking and doing some of the research, I had posted the bill. So right now, all the audience right now is seeing the bill, the congressional bill that was introduced last year. But also, I did some research, and you're right. The article I have here from Ohio is that now they passed the legislation. 7 states have passed it, and now they're introducing it in Ohio. And so, which I think you're doing it that way. I think is pretty great to see state by state level, and then with enough states involved, then Congress will pick it up. And because I'm gonna tell you what, I know you're right. Dealing something through Congress, and I've helped some congressional. Oh gosh, it's woo. There's so many wickets to run through, and it's just like So each state, were there any states that had any? I don't want to say like, I don't know. We're a little. We don't want to touch that. Or so far has the support been pretty supportive? Have you been getting good support?
Overall, the states have been very supportive, and I'll tell you, in the 27 states that have adopted, the votes in the Senate and the House have been unanimous in favor.
Awesome.
So in those 27 states, but I will tell you that there are states that we just can't get it going because there's gatekeepers. As I said earlier, there are people that just don't want it. And I don't know why they don't want it, because the Gold Star families want it.
Right.
But they're making decisions for the Gold Star families, which is totally wrong. But there are states that have been working at it for years. We finally got Illinois last year. It took us 9 years to get Illinois through.
Mm-hmm.
And then when finally it went through like that.
Right.
It was like no problem. So I think some people actually have to age out or term out, right?
That's like all of Congress right now that needs to age out. They just can't seem to be aging out.
Well, right now, I know there's bills in Alaska, Ohio, Kentucky, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. These are all bills that are out there. Where they go, I don't know, and how long it'll take.
Right.
If anybody's out there in any of those states, and you can lend a voice, please do, because this is so important. In order for this to happen federally, I think we already have half the country, but I think we need to get more than half the country in order to really get these legislators on Capitol Hill to listen. And especially, Ken, now when we're having so many losses that nobody's talking about, it's a travesty to me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my visions, and I don't know, maybe I can articulate this, the right way. I've got a couple of mind's eye visions, but one of my visions is that, whenever the American flag is lowered to half staff, how many people are wondering why?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Agreed.
Don't we all raise our hand and ask? I'm always asking my neighbor, why is the flag half staff?
Yep.
Who died?
Yep.
So we never really know, right? So here's my mind's eye vision. When there's a military casualty, right? Whenever there's a military casualty, that there's an honor and remember flag that's put up under that U.S. flag, and both of those flags are lowered so that it was a military service member who gave their life. I think that would make the most sense in articulating exactly to everybody we lost a hero. We didn't just lose an old age politician.
Right.
We lost a hero today, and those flags are up there to remind us that that hero lived and their family is grieving. You know, that is the power of what I see this flag meaning to so many, to all of us, whether we're connected to the military or not, whether we lost somebody or not, whether we had lost a buddy, right, or not. You know, this flag should be going up on special, at least those days, you know, on Memorial Day, you know, during the month of May. You know, we should be sending this message of thanks to people who are willing to put on the uniform and give their life so that we don't have to. How else do we do that in this country?
Right. Now, that leads me to another question. Has anybody that helped, how do I say this? Has anybody who ran through the wickets of the POW MIA flag, have they reached anybody? Is there anybody still alive from that? Because I know that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, and I use that as a model.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, I use that as a model. As a matter of fact, I worked with a manufacturer who helped design the POW MIA flag.
Okay.
And so I worked through their, you know, process, and I've met former POWs and actually have really good relationships with those, you know, those POWs. I met John McCain, showed him the flag. I mean, that's been part of my process in vetting.
Right.
I have a Medal of Honor recipient from Vietnam on my board, you know, so I was a part of vetting that process, that this whole journey through that, because I knew that would be a sensitive area as well. But so I've tried to do as much due diligence as I could. But they didn't have a roadmap, Ken. They started in 1971.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it was adopted 18 years later in 89, and we still didn't have the internet or any of that social media or anything. So there was a long, hard road. I'm at 16 years, and I'm still not there.
Right. You know, most of it too is I think, and most of it, I'm used to this already. Most Congress doesn't even operate a bill or anything unless it's got some riders to it, attachments to it that are going to go along with it. So, this just gives me I just had an idea pop in my head that we can talk, you know, during the break when we're done, because I just got an idea.
Yeah.
So, well, that's how you got here, because it was just an idea. I'm like, oh, hey, let's bring him on here. That was a good idea. But it was actually your idea and my idea. I mean, Chris and Sean helped us out. But I just want everybody to know that this is a flag for honoring a fallen service member. Now, are there any specific link, like a fallen service member that must have died in combat or must have?
Well, yeah, the qualifications are while serving, in any capacity while serving, or as a result of serving.
Gotcha.
So this completely embodies, you know, those that may have died through post-traumatic stress, you know, through those hidden wounds.
Gotcha.
You know, as well. So while serving or as a result of serving.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, the latest. How do I say this? What state are we waiting on to get another approval for use of their flag, of the flag? Because I can start poking people.
I am told that Massachusetts actually is waiting on the final vote.
Gotcha.
On April the 30th.
Okay.
So Massachusetts actually could be our 28th state this month.
Okay.
You know, then it would have to go to the governor, but I wouldn't see that as a problem. We're having trouble in Ohio. They're just reintroducing this bill for, I don't know, the 8th time.
Yep.
So we're having trouble in Ohio. Really could use some help there. We've had some trouble in Kentucky, believe it or not.
Wow.
And New York, of course, you know, I don't know how liberal
New York is New York. There's the 1 minute it can swing one way, 1 minute it can swing the other. So,
but anytime a bill is introduced, I'm always hopeful.
Of course.
And I think I don't know where Alaska is, but I think Alaska was close. Honestly, if you don't know where your state is in all of this, you can just go to legiscan.com, I think is the website, and put in honor and remember flag, and you can find out what bills are in what states.
Gotcha.
And if your state doesn't have a bill or it's not one of the adopted states, please go to one of your local representative and try to make it happen. Alabama, I think, was in the works as well too. One of the representatives contacted me a month or so ago, and so, but it's not just about the states, Ken, because there are businesses out there, there are churches, there are individuals. My goal is flags on flagpoles.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want to see. The state may adopt it and never fly it. Right?
Exactly.
So what good is that to anybody?
Right. Well, I will say that my brother, before he passed, on his truck had the little sticker that was on the back of his truck, and I'm like, hey, where'd you get that? I'm like, well, how did you get that? And he's like, oh yeah, he's a PSYOP guy, just like you. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I want to, because it was just out of the blue, and he had the little one in the back corner of his truck. So I just thought it was pretty cool.
We have stickers. We have every size flag.
Right, and that's the
motorcycle
thing.
flags,
And that's
coins.
Exactly. I see the Patriot riders. They have them on the back of their bikes when they're doing their escorts. And I also see on the back of big rigs. I saw a big rig. I think it was maybe in Tennessee, and it had a pretty good size. It was almost half the door, the back door of the reefer, and I
3x5.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It was like bam, it was right there. And every time I see that, and you're right, it's that smell, it's that song, it's that triggering thing. So when I see that, I'm like, oh hey, that's because of Tony. That's because his dad and Night Battalion, because for you guys. He was killed by a sniper's bullet while he's serving in 9th PSYOP Battalion. So for the PSYOP regiment, it's really close to us. So to me, I see a flag on a truck, on the back of a bike, and I'm just like you said, it's that smell, that song, that remembrance.
It calls attention to.
Yeah, it takes it back. So,
and so this is the same for the families.
Exactly.
And this is what we want. We want the families to see this flag everywhere they go, because we want them to know that people are remembering, and to bring them some level of comfort in knowing that. I'm going to give you a visual. This is a real visual that I would love to see duplicated across this country. And I challenge anybody listening to this or watching that if you've got a flagpole, put up one of these flags. If you own a business, put up one of these flags. If you own a chain of businesses, put up these flags. Here's a visual. This is a real visual. In my yard, before I leave, I have a 15-foot flagpole with a U.S. flag, the biggest U.S. flag that I could put on it, and an honor and remember flag. I go out of my driveway and I take a right. I go 1 mile down the road, and my neighbor has got 2 honor and remember flags in his garden. I take a right. I go 3 miles down the road, and I come to a VFW who's flying the American flag, the POW flag, and the honor and remember flag. I take a left at their post. I go 3 more miles, and on the left is an Elks Lodge flying an American flag and an honor and remember flag. I stay on that same road another 5 miles to a major intersection, and at an American Legion post, one of the oldest in the state of Virginia, the American flag, the POW flag, and the honor and remember flag. I take a right at that intersection. I go 2 miles forward, and there is an Assemblies of God church flying the American flag and the honor and remember flag. This is a path that I can drive that I had very little influence in putting those flags up, except explaining my story and saying why that flag is important to sending a message of appreciation to those who live in a free country. This is what I'd like every Gold Star family in America to see, that same kind of visual. no matter what building it is, no matter what business it is, no matter what it embodies, whether it's a home or not, those messages are being sent. I have stopped driving across a country and seen a flag and stopped, literally got out, went inside and said, God bless you. You have no idea what message you're sending to so many people you don't even know.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly. Well, it's the same thing with the truck. Like I said, I've
Right.
seen it driving by on the truck, and I see it, blow by me, and I'm like, oh, whoa, oh, there it is. And like you said, so that's the only visual that I can have but for right now. So that brings us to the event that's happening in May.
Yeah.
We're all going to get together and do an event. Yeah. U.S. Army WTF Moments and Honor and Remember, the PSYOP Regimental Association. We're all getting together. We're all going to hang out. We're doing a ruck. Hang on, let me pull up. Yeah, let me pull up the graphic up right quick. Maybe we should have dragged Sean along over here so that way he could have he could explain it. I'm just messing with you, Sean. But anyways, so U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio will be there. We'll be providing some coverage as well. I think, did we hand out? Are we all done with the closing of the registration already?
I don't know, but there's a tag along event to that we can talk about as well.
Correct. So we're going to have we're going to be there. It's a memorial ruck / run / walk. No one has to worry about competing. This is not a competition. This is more of a remembrance thing, more of a fellowship event. And Sean just dropped the comment in there. You can still sign up.
Okay.
So as a matter of fact, let me change the let me change the as a matter of fact, I'll drop it in. I'll drop it in all the comments here, so that way you can see on all the platforms the event.
It's a tribute trail, is what it is.
Exactly that. It's a tribute trail. Not only is it a tribute trail, but along the path of it is all of us getting together and reflecting and talking and like I said before, it's just a big fellowship event, pretty much.
Yeah.
Again, it's not a super competition. We're not there to see who can outruck who, because you're all going to be able to outruck me because I'm old and I'm beat up. So but I'll be there walking along. And we'll be providing some live videos and some live coverage to this platform as well. The tickets, the sign up is in the link. So if you guys on Twitter, don't worry, we posted a link underneath the post. It's on all the Facebook and YouTube chats. So again, this is going to be a check-in. It's going to be at 6:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. The event begins. And we're going to walk along. Some of it's, like I said, and in each area, there's going to be a marker of some of the fallen that we have in the PSYOP regiment. And so I'm looking forward to this. Now, this is not just one event, right? This is
a combined event, actually, with Honor and Remember's initiative called Run for the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started Run for the Fallen. Actually, Run for the Fallen started in 2008, the same time we started with the flag, with another gentleman who began it. And then we kind of took it over 10 years ago. And we have been conducting state Run for the Fallens all across America. If you go to runforthefallen.org, you'll learn a little bit more about it. But this is our 14th state run, North Carolina Run for the Fallen. And we are running from Fort Liberty to Camp Lejeune over 3 days. And so with the PSYOP battalion there and the and Sean's group and the Alumni Association, they have organized this ruck to kind of be a send-off, if you will, a memorial send-off for after we take the time and we spend that morning honoring these heroes. We're going to take I think we're over 600 fallen North Carolina service members connected, and we're going to call out their names out loud over 127 miles to Camp Lejeune.
Awesome.
1 mile at a time, all the way to Camp Lejeune. And we're looking for support for that as well. We need some finances for that to make that a reality. But that website is northcarolina.runforthefallen.org. North Carolina, all together. northcarolina.runforthefallen.org.
Let me grab them in North Carolina. Because what I'll do is I'll run for the fallen. I'll put it there myself.
Okay, northcarolina.runforthefallen.org. And so there'll be a group of core runners, mostly from the army base, who are going to be running with us for 3 days, calling those names out loud.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to start with this ruck, and then we're going to be launched onto this 3-day run, which is going to be very significant. And we hope, Ken, that this is going to be the first of something that we're going to repeat year after year. If we can get the Marines on the other side to do something similar, then we can get the Marines honored on their end while the Army is honoring on the front end. And so,
and we help the Marines develop some of their PSYOP stuff too. So we help them build their own PSYOP. So maybe get like a Marine PSYOP association or something going too for them.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
we're working on that.
Yeah, I was about to say this you're working on a lot of stuff, George. You're busy.
Well, before I get to North Carolina, I have a Virginia run, and we have an Indiana run, and we have a New York run, and that's just the first part of the year. So Ken, it's so important, and this doesn't happen again. As I mentioned, the families are introverted for the most part. We don't even call our own loved one's name out loud, because we have them in our hearts. We don't need to say their names.
Right, exactly.
And so the power of saying these names out loud is unbelievable.
Yep.
Is unbelievable. And so I want every single state's heroes called out loud, every single state. So the more runs we can do in the more states, then the more honor that we can bring. So if we're not doing a state run and you want to start one, contact us, because we would love to put a state run in your state and make sure your heroes aren't forgotten as well.
I'm doing some research here. Does anything on the West Coast? Does California have the Honor Remember bill? No, or no?
Arizona, Oregon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Arizona, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma. Those are the four as far west as right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just curious, because we have audience members asking, "Hey, is there one out here?" So, I'm just looking through here. So so is there anything going to happen that day? Are we supposed to be doing anything that day on the day of the ruck? Or we're just supposed to
on the 17th?
Yeah.
Well, I know that Sean's got an amazing program planned. And
yeah, exactly.
They're gonna have a lot of the PSYOPers who have fallen, placed out there in the ruck. I think there's gonna be some, some of the command that are gonna, talk, and we're gonna fellowship, right? So
exactly.
A number of the families are gonna be there, Gold Star families whose loved ones we're honoring.
Yep.
And I hope we're gonna hear some stories and maybe shed some tears, but it's going to be a good healing time.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is.
Yep. So unless Sean's got some surprises for us.
No, I think him surprising you to come on here was good enough. No, for real, it was just a big idea. I was like, we should come on, bring him on here and shoot the briggies and see what's up. So, yeah. So it's going to be, I can't wait. I can't wait to be there. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be there myself. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody and meeting you too. Mr. Lutz, thank you so much for hanging out. This is a big honor and we appreciate you coming on. We'll when we take a break, we'll talk some more stuff. And then, but I just want to again, thank you for representing Honor and Remember and creating it. And this right here, we're gonna help you too. So,
Wonderful. Well, that'd be great.
I
Just honorandremember.org. A lot of the information is out there. You know, we could use some help financially as well. I mean, all organizations, but in order to get this flag out there and get it in as many places as we want to, you know, it takes resources.
Exactly.
And
Well,
even if everybody out there got a flag and put it up, that would help.
Exactly. Any bit helps. So, all right, sir. Thank you so much for hanging out. And audience,
My pleasure.
we're gonna take a break right quick so me and George can shoot the breeze, and then we'll be right back. So everyone, refill your glasses. Go hit the head, smoke 'em if you got them, or hit the latrine. We'll be right back. Shots.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
don't see nothing at all. And you can fight, you can hide that you're naked. If you bleed, you won't feel it, you won't see me at all. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked. If you bleed, you won't feel it, you won't see me at all. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Thanks to Mr. Lutz for coming on and shooting the breeze about Honor Remember. That was so... again, like I said, talking to Gold Star family members, I'm usually in awe at their. I know them before, but it just once they are, then I get, I don't know. It's the presence about them that makes you hold them in respect, because the fact that they lost somebody in combat, especially if you know them, especially if you've served with them. That it really gets. So again, it's HR 4109 Honor Remember flag. I think I might get some little help on this, because I think this is a good deal to knock this out. So let's see. Let us see what do we got going on next. What's our next topic? What were we talking about? We were talking about the war. Well, let's just do some housekeeping right quick. Just see what's going on. So tomorrow, Orlando Jones is going to be on Pop Culture Warrior. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys have been watching some of the tabletop games that are happening on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page and YouTube and Pop Culture page as well. You're seeing tabletop games. You're seeing some game. Nemo, our illustrious social media guy, me and Nemo was on there, gaming with the actual King Smith. Little test run just to see how it goes. It looks like it was some pretty good feedback that we got on it. So hey, cool. This is it's good stuff. Let's keep the flow of content going, I guess you would say. There was something else that I wanted to talk about. What do I got? Let's make sure I got the right graphic up there. I don't want to freaking. I do not want to. There we go. Yeah, that Orlando Jones. Yeah, exactly that. Let me pull up the graphic on here. So if you guys don't know who our Orlando Jones, who he is, you're going to see who he is as soon as I turn the screen and go plow. Pew. There we go. That's Orlando Jones. Now do you guys remember him? Now do you guys recognize him? So he's going to be on to Shoot the Breeze with Pop Culture Warrior tomorrow. I'm excited to see this one. That's one thing about, shout out Paper Plane Augusta. What's going on in Paper Plane on Augusta? Augusta. What is that? Is that some sort of golf thing or something like that? Did my first D&D run. It was awesome. Yeah, exactly that, Cass. Always in awe of the families that sacrifice so much and still want to give. That's one thing about Mr. Lutz I can appreciate. He's very positive and very passionate about making sure that everybody's remembered. And, that's, dude, come on. That's like a massive under. He's doing a kick-ass job doing this stuff, getting some state legislators to get this knocked out. So I'm pretty proud to know him. So Orlando Jones tomorrow for Pop Culture Warrior. Again, Augusta. Okay, gotcha. Augusta. Hey. There's some sort of golf thing happening or something like that, or did it happen, or was there going to be a golf thing? Anyways, so Orlando Jones is going to be on tomorrow, and then Wednesday. Well, let me grab the graphics. So today's the Monday edition. Hang on, let me grab my image here. Oh, the Masters. See, that's what it was. Everyone's like on the Masters and stuff. So today's the Monday edition with myself and Massey. Of course, Massey had to take a real quick excused break. Tomorrow, Pop Culture Warrior, you've already got the deets with his show with Orlando Jones. And then we have the Smoke Pit with the Sorts of the squad leaders of the WTF Nation. And then myself and Spanky on Sergeant's Time. Friday Night Freedom's got a bye week this week. And then we have Saturday's a day off. Could be some gaming stuff going on that Saturday when there's a lot of co-ops and stuff like that going on. So I'm curious to see how that rolls out. If you guys got some feedback, we've already seen some comments in there. That's got some pretty good reviews so far about that. So, but anyways, other than that, there's no scheduled show on that day. And then Sunday, the sports bar. What do you hear? What do you say when the coach and the king come to play? I just made that up. Sorry, dad joke. So next Mo, I got a guest on Monday. Whoa, hang on. Whoa, I got a guest on Monday. I guess I got a guest on Monday. Laura Carner from Faster, Colorado is going to be on, and then the creator of Game of Ham is going to be on Pop Culture Warrior. And no way, is that like the real dude, the real guy from that guy coming on with the swords? Hang on, I just want to make sure it's that real guy coming on next Wednesday with the swords, with the squad leaders of the WTF Nation. We're going to have John Rich. Yeah, that one. John Rich, that guy. That dude, John Rich is going to be, yeah. John Rich is going to be joining us. Well, joining the Sorents, I should say, on the Smoke Pit. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Man, well, what's up with our front desk getting all these great guests? So John Rich is going to come on to shoot the breeze with the Sorents from Big and Rich. And then Thursday, I don't have no guest. Anyways, so Friday Night Freedom obviously is going to be next week as well on that off their bye week. So I'm giving you this week, and then I'm giving you next week. I'm excited. A lot of stuff going on. Then, of course, the month of May. I'm going home to Alabama for an ATF, HME, and then back to Carson for some fun. And I'm in the desert in the next month. You going to go to NTC or something like that? Schedule is open. The schedule is open. Who's that Breedy Pal, man? Anyways, share, like, and follow for all of our platforms right now. Currently, we're broadcasting live on 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and a WTF Nation Radio, 2 YouTube pages at WTF Moments and U.S. Army WTF Moments. Yeah, I just said that. And WTF Nation Radio. And then the X app, where all the drama likes to happen, is on the X app. So pretty cool. No, I don't know what's going on. Everyone says it's okay, but yeah, you can't get it. Devil dogs suck. Okay, well. Anyways, make sure you guys share, like, and follow. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us tonight. And, of course, thank you to Mr. Lutz for hanging out with us and giving us a little story and an origin of, and, of course, the advocacy for the Honor and Remember flag. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing some more stuff with him. Had an idea that I kind of kicked across to him while we were talking on the break. So, at any rate, thank you guys for hanging out. And, man, you guys are rocking. So, thanks again so much for shooting the breeze. See you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at war horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improve communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at war horses, you're family. And families solve problems together.
Сьогодні ти знову написала, що тобі страшно. І я знову попрошу. Ні, сьогодні я накажу відставити боятись. Погладь за мене Бармалея і спокійно лягай спати. До речі, як там Урусі в школі? Скажи тату берегти серце і обійняти маму. І взагалі, давайте усміхатися. Вашій силі краса. Допомагайте один одному і виручайте. Цілуйте любимих. Святкуйте свою свободу. Ви за нашими спинами, ось такі теж надійні, не ховаєтеся, прикриваєте нас із тилу. Зробіть так, щоб ми пишалися вами. І ми повернемось і будемо жити.